Well, good evening. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer, and we are coming to you live from the Paradise Valley, which is about 10 miles north of Livingston, Montana. And why are we here? Well, this is the Airbnb that my wife and I are staying in, and this little bedroom is my new studio. And I sit in this little cramped space all day, and this is where I work. But this is what you do when you're having an adventure of a lifetime. And so that's kind of how you do it until you get your new house. And then we'll show you all that. So we got so much stuff for you guys tonight, some news that nobody's talking about. And that's what Bill London does all the time for us. Kim Stark's going to be here, and so is Jenny Nolan. You met her a few weeks ago. She's awesome. And she's going to come in, and we're going to talk about the air that we breathe, because you would not believe some of the crap that you're breathing, and some things you can do practically at home or in your office to help change that. We want to thank, and then we're going to take you to the Minam Lodge. This place is the adventure capital, of course, with a payoff. So this is a place you have to hike 8.5 miles into with your suitcases and stuff. So you don't take a suitcase. You have a backpack and you take only what you need. And of course, for my wife, they said no hair dryers. And that was the hardest part for Kathy. I don't have a hair dryer. What do you do? But the lodge itself is like 5-star. It's like one of the most beautiful places. So it's really weird because you get there and it's this shishi dinner and this really fancy lodge and rooms, but you either hike in or you can take a little airplane in. So if you have the budget. So obviously Kathy and I hiked it because we don't have the budget for that. So those are our content tonight. We want to thank our sponsors, Chris Dental Family Dentistry, where everyone is welcome. We also want to thank New Leaf Hyperbarics, because we have the question of the night that you can win 10% off of your treatment at New Leaf Hyperbarics, thanks to Matt McCarl and CC over there and all the gang, New Leaf Hyperbaric. And our other sponsor tonight, I have to look at my cheat sheet all the time, is Kristen. Oh, and Elements Health Club. How could I forget them? They're our major sponsor for the evening. 3 gyms, 1 in Springfield, 1 in West Eugene, 1 in Oakway, and all of them have lap pools. All of them have soaking tubs. I think they all have saunas, which I miss desperately because I don't have a sauna anymore. Kim, you know what it's like to not have a sauna?
I think you need one in your house, and you're going to have that.
Yeah, maybe that'll be what we get.
If you ever get into your house. Yes.
So they have 3 locations, and you guys, Sarah has been off getting some stuff done, and now she's going to be back on Friday doing a big class. And it was something about guts and butts or something. I don't remember.
Because, she's coming back. So what else would she do?
I was reading it on there, and I thought, yeah, guts and butts, no donkey or mule.
Oh.
No, Heather, we don't have a donkey or mule tonight. I'm sorry. We don't. Good evening, Gary. How you doing? So you guys, right now, while you're on there, here's a couple things you can do. If you're not already following us, hit follow, because then this will notify you every time you go on. The other thing is share it right now. Like right now, just share it. It'll go on your page, and then other people on your page will see it and get the valuable information we're going to have here. So Kim, I'm going to put the open up.
Okay.
And then I'll play a commercial, Dr. Bratland, and then we'll get to our guest tonight, okay? So here we go. We're starting, guys. Who puts up with this? That's what I don't understand.
Bring the lion out. Bring the lion.
Tonight on our show, we're going to have... Hey, guys, don't you think it's kind of fun that you get to comment on the news? There's a cost. Oh, yeah, there's a cost. People come after you. Like, I think that's why this is so much fun, is because... We'll see you at 5.
Clubs, you get more than a workout. You get results-driven fitness and nutrition help no matter where you're starting in your health journey. You get luxury club benefits like a heated pool, hot tub, sauna, steam room, and wellness centers. You get academy-level group training classes like HIIT, boxing, TRX, and barbell strength. And your kids get childcare centered around movement with activity and a purpose. You get 3 convenient locations with 1 membership. All the amenities of a luxury health club with the membership prices of a neighborhood gym. Elements Health Clubs, we are more than a workout.
I have to say, I love my new gym. The new people are great, but I really, really miss.
Yeah, it's hard when you get used to all those amenities. Yeah,
they have everything. Anthony, thank you for asking. Kathy and I are doing really great. We're just trying to negotiate through our house and get that thing settled so we can move in. And heck yeah.
holding up, right?
That's right. We're going through the negotiations. We're having our day. So Kim, we have our question of the night
Oh
for
yes, let's get
the
to our
New Leaf
question.
Hyperbaric question. I'm going
That's
to
right.
pause
So
in
Elements
here.
Health Club is a
Yes.
sponsor. So on Tuesdays, we do health related topics, and these health related topics vary. But tonight, we're talking about air quality because I saw an ABC study. This is recent. Some of you may have seen it. We have smart viewers, Rick. I don't know.
I know.
This is according to WHO, the World Health Organization. What percentage of the world's population breathes poor air quality air? And here's the thing. I was a little shocked when I found this number. So this is the world's population, the percentage. And this is again an ABC News article that came out. I shouldn't have told you guys that because now you're going to go Google it. Our guests don't cheat though, do they? So
Yeah, no, they're respectable people who
Yeah,
would
they would
never
never
cheat,
Mhm.
except for maybe Gary. Gary sometimes, I think,
there may be
cheats.
a few out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, maybe Anthony might cheat too, and then there's Heather. She might cheat.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're just really smart. And then we talked about getting 10% off at New Leaf for the person who guesses it first. So good luck, you guys. Let's see the percentages. Come on in. And our guest tonight guessed, she did have a guess. Jenny, you guessed over 70%.
Yes.
I'm not saying whether or not she's right, but that's her guess. So we'll find out. Hi, Jenny. How are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm doing good. Jenny, we've had you on before. You are a wealth of knowledge with nutrition, and that's why we begged you to come back again tonight and talk. So I know there are so many topics we could cover, but I thought since I saw that article that we should just go ahead and talk about air quality. And the UN Health Agency is saying that basically nearly everyone, I mean, so many people in the world breathe air quality that doesn't meet the standards, right? So I know with the fires that we've had over the summers, obviously that's kind of when we start thinking about that kind of stuff. What would you recommend for us as individuals? There are actually things we can do to help. I know we can't prevent what's happening outside, but what can we do to help with this?
Yes, there's a long list of the things we can do at home. Not only they're going to be so beneficial for our own health, but they're going to be also very good for the big environment. So if we can all become more mindful of what we do and what we choose to use at home, that would be just great, for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. These choices can help. All right. Tell us some of these choices we can make at home.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm actually thinking the number one thing for us to do is to try to find ways to save the use of different resources.
Okay.
That's number one, such as like water, electricity, right? Because, all of these resources being consumed in such a massive way, it can't be good for the big environment. And also it's not good for the air, right? So that's number one. And secondly, I'm thinking about choosing the natural products that actually use the clean energy and also don't emit toxic compounds, right? So for example, electric car, that's just one big idea. I know not everybody
that one's catching on lately for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then for the small things I would say we can do on a daily basis or weekly basis is to choose to consume organic and local food, right? Produce especially, because just think about if we buy, I know organic is more expensive, no denying for that. But then I'm not sure if people have heard about environment working group.
Oh, right.
EWG, that's the short term for the group. It's a nonprofit organization, and they conduct different testing on these produce. So they release a list, which is called the Dirty Dozen.
Yes.
Yeah, Clean 15. So, if somebody's on a budget and then they can just go for, just kind of follow the list, right? So a Dirty Dozen means there are 12 produce or fruits and vegetables that you have to eat organic because they are just so contaminated with the pesticides, right? So, and also just choose local. Because if you choose some food transported from Mexico, just think about, the transportation part, right? That's going to consume a ton of, resources, and also just the stuff that's emitting from the transportation, right?
Sure.
So, so those are the things. And also, I'm actually, when I think about the toxins in the air,
Yeah.
there are different kinds, right?
Uh-huh.
So in Oregon and Eugene, especially because we have a little bit wet and dark, cold
Right.
weather, so the mold
Mm-hmm.
is a common problem, mold and mold spores. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one toxin.
Yeah.
And we can talk about what to do, right, to actually detox and get rid of the toxins from the body. And also, if we move everything indoors, let's just talk about the indoors, right? So the
Okay.
outdoor stuff is almost like, it's a little bit out of our control,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's everywhere, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Roundup is everywhere in the air. But then I just talked about, okay, choosing the organics and choosing the local products can help, right?
Right.
So the indoor toxins, mold first, and then I'm thinking about the furniture. There's a
Right.
chemical that's really toxic called formaldehyde.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something really toxic, and it can come from the paint,
Yeah.
on the wall,
Right.
the floor, the furniture, foam mattresses and pillows. So those are the things that can be pretty toxic, and it kind of has the smell, especially.
Yeah, sometimes you can smell it. I know that when I've gotten an air mattress or a mattress,
Mhm.
that we've opened it up, taken the plastic off, let it sit outside for a day or two.
Yes.
Those kind of things I've heard help. But that was something that I hadn't heard of. And then someone else said, "Oh, you've got to open it up." So that kind of stuff, you're not going to see it, right? So
You're not going to see it, but you smell it, and then
Mhm.
you sleep on it all night, right? It's
Right, right.
horrible. Yeah. So what do we do? I would say, and I learned this along the way too. I used to use a foam mattress just like everyone, foam pillows because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I learned they're very toxic. So there are actually organic mattresses. For example, there's a
Oh, yeah.
brand called Avocado Green. So
Yes,
that's
and
the
those are comfortable
non-toxic.
too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You heard about that?
Yeah. My sister-in-law has one and I slept on it. It is very comfortable.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually not really more expensive than the conventional
Right.
mattresses.
I was
Yeah.
surprised. Rick, you're moving. Are you listening to this?
I am. So Jenny, I think a lot of times people really don't think that those making those kind of changes do enough to impact it. But if you're living in that, like where I'm living, the big thing is radon testing.
Mhm.
And people are breathing that, and it's the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. And I don't think we think about especially since now we insulate all of our homes. So you're trapping everything in your house. It doesn't go out like the old days.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
what's in your house or the plastic that's in your home, people are coming on here saying, what about all the plastic containers with your food?
Terrible. Not good. Yeah.
Glues-
Yeah, and that's a good question. The plastics has a lot of the BPAs and other toxic compounds in the plastics can all get into the body.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and they're finding it now in the bloodstream. Finally, have found microplastics in our bloodstream.
Absolutely. And I actually do use lab testing to test my clients, especially the urine test.
Oh,
Pretty much everybody has a ton of these things, a ton. Different chemicals from plastics, from the air. The pesticides can be tested in the urine test.
oh,
Yeah, so it shows you everything. The mold spores, mycotoxins produced by the mold that are actually in our body, that can all be tested.
wow. So, and that's just a urine test. We'll test for all of
A
that.
urine test, yes, yeah.
So
So
where
I
do you-
use those tests very often. Yeah.
Jenny, where does somebody get something like that done?
How to get it? I order them for.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can
so
do that.
I can order, yes, from specialty laboratories. Not the conventional doctors actually are even aware of these laboratories, but these are functional medicine laboratories who can all provide this kind of tests.
So how do
So-
people
Someone come to you, and then they have that. Yeah, so you have them. That's how you test them to see what.
That's how I test them, and the results oftentimes are surprising. Even if you eat organic foods, right? Even if you are mindful of the living environment and everything, but then when you get your urine tested, that's how you find out how bad it is. but pretty much everybody has a little bit of those. It's just a matter of how much, right?
Jenny,
Yeah.
what's the number that people can reach you if you set, or do you want to put a website?
Oh, yeah, they can just go to jennynoland.com. jennynoland.com.
And it's Noland, N-O.
Noland as in D as in David.
Okay.
JENNY and then NOLAND.com.
Yeah, and she does such a variety of things. Your website has all sorts of stuff on there. I love that.
Yes. The blog articles, and I have some functional lab tests listed there, and people can actually order directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nobody has guessed our question yet, Rick. So I don't know. We'll keep them guessing. But Jenny, your guess was over 70%, and I will say that you are definitely not wrong on that.
Great.
Jenny, thank you for coming in and talking to us. That's you made me think. I mean, I'm kind of looking around going,
Yes, there's a lot of hidden. They're all hidden, right?
Oh, yeah.
In your personal care products, in your shampoo, in your lotion, in a lot of things, in the air, because you don't see it. That's what makes them so dangerous, right?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And should I go on with other stuff?
No, we probably are out of time.
We're at the time. Okay.
We will have you back. No, we will have you back. That was really good.
This is a very, very important topic, because I feel like it's not only related to each individual's health, right? But it's also, indirectly related to the big environment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Many people are thanking you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, she's an important person to have in our lives, isn't she? So we will have you back. Don't worry.
Kim,
Thank you.
97% is
Oh,
97%.
Gary. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, you're hot. You're super
close.
hot.
So you guys, how much? Gary's close at 97. Try to beat him, or Gary, try to beat your number.
Very, very close. We'll give it
All
to
right.
Gary if no one
We'll
else.
see you next time.
Bye, Jenny. Yeah, she is a wealth of information. I love it. And it's always going, okay, what topic do we cover? Because there are so many regarding health. And yes, people are right, Rick. It's like, you don't even think about these kind of things. Every decision we make every day, affects our health. So
Right. Well, I like her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, yeah.
So Kim, you keep watching those numbers. I'm going to play Dr. Bratlin's commercial, and then we're going to have Bill. And I have to tell you, Bill and I are like brothers today.
Ooh, okay.
We both wore our red and black flannel.
Oh, you're like twins today.
Mine
Okay.
is a little more crisp, and I want to see if he's watching and see if he makes fun of me for this. Mine's a little sharper. His is kind of a dull red, and mine's more
I hope you're watching, Bill. Are you hearing what he's saying?
Somebody else says 94%. Now they're playing.
Okay. No,
Kim
the other one was hotter, Nancy. The one was hotter.
All right, you keep watching them, Kimmy. All right, you guys. So our next feature, we want to thank Elements Health Clubs of Lane County, 3 locations: Springfield, Eugene, West Eugene, and Oakway. And go check them out. You can go online and then go down there, and you can get a membership. Very inexpensive. Trust me. I know. I'm in Montana now. I know. And our other sponsor is Dr. Bratlin, our dentist, and he's always looking for good health.
This is Dr. Michael Bratlin from Chris Dental. Thanks to patients like you, my dental practice is thriving. As a result, we are in need of a couple more team members. If you or someone you know is either a dental assistant or has front desk experience, please come by my office and we can talk. Candidates must be hardworking and have excellent customer service. Patient care is absolutely our number one priority. And best of all, your vaccination status is your business, not ours.
Good evening from the News Radio 1120 AM and 93.7 FM KPNW studios. I'm Bill London, co-host of the Wake Up Call on KPNW, heard weekday mornings 6 a.m. to 9. Yes, through the miracles of low-cost vocational training. All right, here's a look at some of the stories that we're following. It's amazing. Nobody is talking about this. With very little fanfare, Oregon Governor Kate Brown rescinded her statewide COVID-19 emergency declaration. It happened a couple of days ago. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee, though, has given no indication he intends to end governing under his emergency proclamation that he issued more than 2 years ago dealing with the pandemic. Now, Governor Brown, in a press release, said, "Thanks to our collaboration with Legislative Assembly and state agencies, the emergency emergency declaration itself is no longer necessary to our ongoing COVID-19 response. If you recall, Governor Brown declared the emergency declaration in March of 2020, and it was used as the legal basis for executive orders issued by Brown throughout the pandemic, including orders regarding vaccine mandates, child care, liability protection for schools and colleges and university operations. Ironically, the governor said, emergency powers cannot and should not go in forever. Instead, response efforts should be transitioned to normal government processes and authorities as soon as possible to ensure that essential checks and balances remain in place. However, of course, the Oregon Health Authority granted themselves infinite authority when they made the mask mandates perfect, allowing them to restore those mask mandates at will at any time, as did Oregon OSHA when they made their mandates permanent. Well, Oregon will no longer require people to be residents to use its law, allowing terminally ill people to use a lethal medication. This after a lawsuit challenged the requirement as unconstitutional. In a settlement filed in U.S. District Court in Portland, the Oregon Health Authority and the Oregon Medical Board agreed to stop enforcing the residency requirement of doctor-assisted suicide, and they're going to ask the legislature to remove it from the law. Advocates will use the settlement to press the 8 other states with medically assisted suicide laws to drop their residency requirements as well. However, Laura Echevarria, a spokesperson for the National Right to Life organization, which opposes those laws, warned that without a residency requirement, Oregon risks becoming the nation's suicide tourism capital. A new state report says the state, or as in Oregon's, 32 county-based health agencies are facing a staffing crisis. The study found Oregon's licensing system makes it difficult for nurses from other states to come to work here. But the biggest problem? Public agencies have to compete directly with private healthcare providers who can pay their employees a heck of a lot more. Starting pay for nurses, for example, at a public health department is less than $30 an hour, a fraction of what they can make at hospitals. Dr. Bob Dannenhofer with Douglas County Public Health said in a statement, nurses can go to the hospital ICU and make $100 an hour. Well, Oregon will soon have nearly 40 extra cameras across the state, perched on cell phone towers, old fire towers, and mountaintops to watch for potential forest fires across the state. The cameras, part of the Alert Wildfire Network, will help fire departments and state agencies spot wildfires early, predict their movements, and slow their spread. They also allow Oregonians the opportunity to make evacuation decisions early based on their proximity to fires. Currently, the network in Oregon is made up of about 24 cameras, but now with the new cameras, they will have at least 60. All of this came about because of $4.5 million of new state money. A federal judge has certified a class action lawsuit in Oregon over state leaders' response to the COVID-19 pandemic inside prisons. Now, this decision is thought to be the first ruling of its kind in the nation where a federal judge has signed off on prisoners suing for damages over the state's pandemic response, and it opened the door to potentially a massive liability that can cost Oregon taxpayers millions of dollars to resolve. In Oregon, 45 people in the Department of Corrections custody died after testing positive for COVID, and more than 5,000 people tested positive for the virus while in custody. The attorneys behind the suit claim the impact of the disease and its mishandling by those in charge has been devastating to people in prison. In a 54-page ruling, U.S. Magistrate Judge Stacey Beckerman signed off on 2 separate classes. One is a wrongful death class that'll include the estates of 45 adults who died in the state's custody and for whom COVID caused or contributed to their death. The other class would include anyone incarcerated after February 1st of 2020 who was diagnosed with COVID at least 14 days after they were incarcerated. Now, the state could appeal, they could settle, or they could take the case to trial. And at this point, nobody is saying just exactly what the state is going to do. And with that, Rick, it is time for you to open up a big old industrial-sized can of what we like to call as real Rick right now.
I thought it was whoop ass.
Big old can.
Big old can of whoop ass.
Well, you are right that yours is a little sharper, Rick. I wasn't sure if it was the lighting or not. You guys were geniuses.
So do we have a winner of our new leaf?
You know what? I
hyperbaric
think we have to
question?
go with Nancy because she was the closest and she's so close. It's 99%. She had 98%.
Okay, so where's Nancy Jones Hunt?
Yeah, Nancy. And
All
she
right.
guessed a couple times, and that's okay because you're allowed to do that. We never said you couldn't. So good job,
No,
Nancy.
we don't have a lot of
Nancy, are you
rules.
in? Hopefully she's in Lane County or somewhere close by.
So
That.
I have to write myself notes to make sure I call Matt. So
Yeah.
I will let Matt know. And Nancy, all you have to do is call in and tell him you're the New Leaf Hyperbaric and Wellness Center question winner. And Matt will know what you're talking about, and you'll get 10% off. And we do this every Tuesday for our Elements Health Club show. And we love that you're involved.
Or health
So,
trivia.
So Kim, I want to, speaking of health, and this just ties in nicely. If you're going to go to a nice 5-star hotel,
Yeah.
you should hike in 8 miles to get there and take your luggage on your back. Don't
Oh,
you think?
you should. Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
If you're Rick and Kathy, you would.
That's exactly what we did. I think this was, God, what was it? 2 summers ago? I think it was. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm going to pull this up and take a look.
Yeah.
So this is a first for us. We're hiking 8.5 miles to the Minam River Lodge, and we're going to spend the night up there, but we got to hike for about 3 hours to 4 hours to get in there. Otherwise, you go in by plane or you go in by horseback. But
not that we haven't hiked 8.5 miles, but not with a bunch of stuff.
so we're going to head up, and we'll show you some pictures along the way, and then we're going to give you a nice, beautiful view of the lodge. All right, here we go.
All right, at Minam Lodge here, you walk past our barn. It's the original barn, and we redid it. It has hammocks. We do yoga classes there too, and nice swing, and then events and stuff. If you keep going, we have our garden and our greenhouse here. We have a full-time gardener, and she will show you all around. We have pigs. We do all of our lettuce, our microgreens, and our herbs, as well as additional vegetables for every meal. You head down to the river. We have a wood-fired sauna in the river. It's a great swimming spot, beach chairs, and nice place to just hang out. Up here in our lodge, we have guidebooks, local hiking books for the area.
How many rooms do you have?
We have 4 rooms up here, and then we have 8 cabins and 3 wall tents. Yep. So
How many people in here?
our total full occupancy is 36, max 40 if we add in a pads and stuff in the rooms. But each is double occupancy is the intention. Yeah, we have a wood-fired hot tub. It's beautiful. It looks over the whole runway and everything, and just really nice to hear crackling fire underneath the stars. Our chef, Carl, it's his 3rd year here. He's trained with the Culinary Institute and has been a high-profile chef in Boston and Portland.
I'm Carl. I'm the chef out here at the Minum Lodge. I've been out here for 3 seasons now since it opened. Found my way out into the woods.
So this isn't roughing it.
No, not by far. Any place with its own garden is far from roughing it, in my opinion. Well, good. Yeah, everybody seems to be liking what we're doing out here, and it's really fun to be able to cook for people and have them, enjoy it. It's definitely a good thing.
And makes all of our bread. We have a sourdough starter for the last 3 years. And then we use all local ingredients. We use local farms. It's very farm to table. Wallowa County ranches for our chicken, our buffalo, our pork, and our beef.
So what do you love about being here?
I love being disconnected from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and just the beauty. This view never changes. The Wallowas and the Eagle Cap Wilderness is truly a special place, and we have wonderful guests that come and eat and drink and unplug and just relax.
How do most people get here?
I would say 70% of the people hike the 8.5-mile hike, and then the rest we have charter flight service to land on our grass airstrip, or private pilots come in, backcountry pilots come in and join us, or you can go on horseback, which is probably about 10% of the guests.
Wow. Okay, I know where I want to go.
Now, I don't remember, I can't remember, but it didn't cost us because we did the story, but it's not inexpensive, and I can't remember how much it is, but you can look it up at Minum Lodge.
I'm going to.
Just for like a different kind of experience, because, we've never done that. And Kathy and I were like, and it was, 8 miles, 8.5 miles. It was kind of hard, by the time you got there, we were tired.
Right. I know, that is such a beautiful, oh my gosh. And I love that you have to do that. Actually, horseback. There you go. We'll do that.
And then we pass some of them, and then we go.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You wanted to get on there. Yeah.
but you would do it, but it's just kind of like fun because I think what we liked about walking it and hiking it is because once you get there, there's the payoff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now the next morning when we got up and we looked at each other and went, okay, now we get to hike 8.5 miles back out.
You stayed for one night? You guys did?
We did, yeah. But they have a little parking area that you start at, and they have patrols that kind of watch it. It's up in the mountains off on a rocky trail, but you feel like you're really roughing it. And then when you get there and you realize that it's really she, you kind of go, well, this
that was more like glamping. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The sauna and the food looked amazing. Wow.
Yeah, it was really good. So again, thanks you, Kim, and thanks for helping us breathe easier about our life.
That's right, you guys.
On tomorrow night, we're going to have a really fun show.
Mm-hmm.
I asked a question a few weeks ago to my Montana neighbors, my new Montana friends in the internet world on TikTok. I said, what's the one thing that an Oregonian moving here should do and shouldn't do?
Yes.
And I had thousands and thousands of responses, and some of them were nice and some of them were not. And so then I put together a show and I said, okay, if some of you have the balls, come on and talk to me about why people in a red state get leery of people from blue states coming to their state. And so that's what we're going to talk about. And I have 4 guests. I do not know them, but they're all going to come on and join me. And we're going to talk about what is it that you don't want people to bring here? Because I think we experienced that in Oregon. A lot of people from other states came in. Some of us feel like they ruined their state and then they came to Oregon and started doing the same thing here, which is insanity. So they feel like people are coming here and trying to change the way they do things, and they don't want that.
So that'll be interesting. Okay, this will be fun.
I think it's going to be interesting. And then on Thursday, Free Oregon movement. We had Ben on before. They're really about freeing up Oregon. Yeah, Ben's going to come and kind of say, now that the mandates are over, what are you doing? Where's the goal? Because I think a lot of people think that when the election comes in November, that this COVID may magically come back.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of Oregonians who are going, you know what? You did this to me once. Okay. Not okay. that you're not going to do it again. So we're going to talk to him and find out, and then you'll be giving us. You'll come up with something for your thing.
Upcoming events. And you guys, if you have any you want us to share, let us know. Email us. I won't be in Sun River this week, but we will have some upcoming events.
Okay. All right, Kim. You have a good night. Give the husband and the kids a big hug.
I know. We're going to go pick them up from football and soccer right now. So we will.
Okay. Well, we'll have a good evening. I'll see you later.
Bye, you guys.
So again, we want to thank our sponsors, Elements Health Clubs of Lane County, 3 locations. If you guys are looking for a gym, you can find one anywhere. If you're looking for a relationship, and that's what Elements is really all about. It's about family. It's about community. It's about serving the community, about taking care of each other. And when you go there, it's not like everybody's trying to be skinny mini or, the most in shape person in the world. They're there to get a workout and a healthy lifestyle and to have friends. So you really love it. They've well equipped with equipment and stuff and classes and everything, sauna, steam room, the swimming pools, the whole gamut. So just call them up, find out. I guarantee you'll have a wonderful, it'll change your world. It really will. So tomorrow night, join us. We'll be back again. Thank you for being here. And if you would, please share this on your page because it really helps us get that out there to folks. And I will talk to you tomorrow night. Have a good evening. Good night.